Flosstube, it's Tammy from Crafty Boy Mom. Welcome back for episode 3 of my Flosstube. Sorry I'm a week late. I had intended to do this every 2 weeks, but last week I was on special assignment for daycare. I watched a friend's little 4-month-old. Yeah, I think he's gaining on 5 months, but anyway, he was in the house for 4 days, and so that's what I was doing last week. Boy, you sure forget quickly how much work a little infant takes with all of the diapers and the feeding and being quiet during nap time and all of that. But it was super fun to have him here, and I got a lot of stitching done because I can stitch while it's quiet. So anyway, it worked out good. But yeah, here I am again at the end of week 3. I have been meaning to do this all week, and got a call from a friend who needed some help with some Christmas stitching or sewing projects, and so I put my projects on hold for a few days to help her, and it was fun to have her here in my sewing room and have somebody to talk to and catch up with. So I've really enjoyed that time with her. So anyway, other than that, just been Christmas stitching. I'm not normally a seasonal stitcher, but this year I've definitely gotten into it, watching all of you out there with all of your Christmas projects and, you know, new charts and old charts. And yeah, it's just kind of got me in the Christmas spirit and in the mood. So that's basically all I've been stitching is Christmas. So I really enjoyed it. Yeah, gosh, other than that, yeah, just plugging away with life. You know, it never slows down. We got plane tickets purchased finally for our East Coast boy to come home and join us for Christmas. So super excited about that. We really miss having him around, and he gets to stay for a whole week-ish. And so very much looking forward to that, and starting the process of, you know, my grocery list and some meal planning, because he's definitely, it sounds like, looking forward to coming home and having some of Mom's home cooked meals that he misses. So gotta put some time and effort into the grocery list for December and make sure that I've got all my bases covered for when he's here. So anyway, other than that, I'll look and see. Went to a couple craft days, workshop things that some girlfriends had. Had a great time at one of those. Made some awesome crafts she picked for this year. I was so impressed, and had a good time catching up with all of those ladies. I went to another one last night, and it was a Christmas gnome workshop. So she had lots of different styles of Christmas gnomes you could make, and this was my takeaway. So it was a lot of fun doing that, and just, you know, the catching up with all the ladies and stuff. He's super cute with his little stocking hat and whatnot. So that was last night. That was lots of fun. Yeah, kind of doing some Christmas project planning of my own Christmas gifts. Probably shouldn't say too much on here because I don't know who's watching. But anyway, kind of formulating that and realizing it's not that far away, so I probably should get started. Went to a garage sale at one of the retirement communities here in town, and as soon as I saw it was coming up, I think they do it twice a year, I made time to go because I knew that I could find craft supplies, possibly stitching supplies. And I was right. They had a lot of unfinished projects. There was one, Save the Stitch, that I almost got, but I thought, I don't have anywhere to put it. So it didn't really match my decorating style, but it sure was pretty, but I left it behind. But I did get some Ada fabric, and then I did get at least one bag of some DMC bobbins, and I always try and grab those as long as they're in good shape and stick them in my stash. So it's kind of come in handy a lot. So the other thing I picked up, they had a ton of Christmas decor, so I picked up this little rocking chair. It's got this cute little handmade Afghan on it right now, but I thought, oh, that'd be super cute for a Christmas finish of some sort. So it's kind of fun. And it was $2. The retirement community is right next to the university that my husband works at and my son goes to, and they were giving a 50% off discount to any university student. So I hauled him along with me. I think my total was $4.50 or something. So I walked out of there for $2.25, which I thought was a pretty sweet deal. So he, of course, was like, okay, I'll go. So anyway, yeah, other than that, just, yeah, that's kind of the only things. Since I saw you last, I did go to the workshop at Acorns and Threads up in Portland with Cecilia from Heart and Hand, and I can totally understand why these retreats are so popular. It was so much fun. It was only for a day, but I can see why it's, you know, everybody loves it. It's fun to sit and stitch with new friends, make new friends, kind of learn, you know, where everybody lives and works, what they work on, what kind of projects they like. It was just a lot of fun. I had 3 other ladies around. Actually, I had 8 people at our table. But anyway, got to know them. I didn't realize at the end of the table was, I cannot remember her first name, but I believe her Flosstube is Stitching Rhodey, something. I don't know. I'll put the link below. But anyway, I chatted with her just briefly, and then I was scrolling through YouTube the other day looking for Flosstubes to watch, and I thought, wait, she looks familiar. I didn't even realize that she had a Flosstube. So anyway, it looks like it's a pretty popular one too. So anyway, I enjoyed chit-chatting with her just briefly. But Cecilia was just a gem. I mean, what a wonderful lady. She just has such a passion for this industry and for the craft, and you can just really see her love for that comes out in how she talks and how she instructs. And we had to introduce ourselves and kind of tell a little bit, you know, answer some questions as we went around the room. And I promptly included that I was just an Ada stitcher. And so I had already been thinking about this workshop, assuming that whatever project we did would be on, likely be on linen. So I was a little bit anxious about that. I took my light and my magnifier and whatnot. But anyway, there was a couple of us in the room that were Ada stitchers, but she just numerous times came over and said, how are you doing? And, you know, took my piece and checked, you know, on my tension and gave me some tips. And she just was so kind about it and just so encouraging. Along with all the other ladies at my table, they were like, there isn't a thing as just an Ada stitcher, you know, if that's what you enjoy, then go with it, you know, and love it. And so that was nice, because I think I do sometimes feel a little bit like, oh, you know, should I be something else? But you know what? It's okay. I did remarkably well. I'm pretty proud of myself. I definitely needed magnification, and it's not as hard as I thought it was. I haven't finished the piece yet, but I will, for sure. I think just in doing with the linen, I definitely think I could do a Lugana or even weave of some kind, just with the magnification. And, you know, I'll have to slow down because the going over 2 holes is what I think might slow me down in the beginning, just as, you know, to break a habit or whatever. But anyway, we got these cute little packages with the little acorn on there. And the project was Thankful Town, so kind of in conjunction with her other Tiny Town patterns. But we got these cool floss ring things to put all of our floss on, and we got to separate all that out. It was interesting to watch. You know, everybody does things differently, so that was fun. We got a little, I think it's pumpkin button to put on our finish. And let's see, I don't think I have a color picture of the chart, but here is my piece of linen, and I got to get it going the right direction. Anyway, that's, you know, that's my start. It's got a couple little houses on there. I don't know if you can see that. So I started in the middle, and yeah, I think it's doable. Definitely not as fast as Ada for me. but I took my Q-snap because I wasn't sure how big the piece would be, and it didn't fit in there, so I did have to stitch this in hand, which again slows me down a little bit because I'm not used to that. But now that I'm home and I can put it in a smaller hoop, I think it'll go a lot faster, and it's not a big project. Shouldn't take long to finish. And then she had it finished into a pillow, cute little pillow finish, so that's probably what I'll do with it. But Janine at Acorns and Threads, she did great. We had Panera for lunch. There were drinks and shopping, of course. And I'll show a couple things that I bought in haul here in just a minute. But anyway, it was just a fun day, and I would definitely love to do another workshop or retreat of some kind. It was super fun. So thanks for Acorns and Threads for a fun day, and thank you, Cecilia, for making the trek out to Oregon and spending the day with us. It was very, very cool. So, okay, some FFOs. I didn't bring any previous finishes. I have a couple over there on the wall, but I won't get up next time. Yeah, no previous finishes. Oh, I did have in my little vintage corner here, I pulled this off my bookshelf. Let's get in the light there. And kind of flipped through it the other day to see if I could find something fun to share with you guys. It is a home needlework magazine from 1899. So this belonged to my great-great-grandmother, and it was 10 cents. So there is some really fun projects, beautiful projects in here. I can't open it very much or it cracks, but just a lot of things, and just the wording is hysterical. But it gives you a whole list of what silks to buy, and different doilies and things that you can make. This looks like a ton of satin stitch. Let's see if I can get that up there. But it gives you the colors then to do that. But this project in the back I thought was hysterical. It's called a clipping book. Now, I don't know if any of you out there had a grandmother that took the newspaper and sometimes made it look like Swiss cheese because she clipped everything. When we cleaned out my grandmother's house, we found boxes of clippings, not only from her, but from my great-grandma as well. Just shoe boxes. And of course, you never threw a box away because it was a good box. So you just filled it with stuff. So to my benefit, I have a lot of really cool boxes that I use for display and stuff around here. But obituaries, you know, boxes of them, and everything else under anything of importance. The town I was raised in, my family's been here. I think I'm fourth or fifth. So we've been here a while on my mom's side. So it was actually kind of fun to pick through them and read some of the articles, because a lot of it was just the history of the town, you know, as it grew and whatever. So my aunt and I, after my mom passed away and I finally had to confront said boxes, I didn't want to pass on boxes and boxes of paper to my kids that they had no idea about. So we sat down and went through all of them and, you know, kept what was pertinent to our family, our immediate family, and then some other, you know, fun stuff. And then I actually donated a fair amount of it to the local historical society, and they were thrilled because, again, it's town history and, you know, just kind of, it's just good stuff to have. But I can't tell you how many boxes we came across that literally just said clippings on the top of them. So this project actually made me laugh out loud. It's got a cross stitch cover, so we'll see if you can see it. It's right here, and it says clippings, and I'll just read you a description real quick, which I also thought was hilarious. To be able to find any given newspaper clipping at once will be appreciated by those who have had trouble in preserving the great number of slips that are constantly being accumulated in every household. The clipping book overcomes many an obstacle. 8 strong manila envelopes are securely fastened to the binding of the book in such a manner as to afford easy reference to the contents of each. There are 8 different subjects. you're going to love this. Poetry, personals, society, travel, receipts, humorous, book notes, and miscellaneous. The cover of the book is a deep red canvas on which is worked a cross-stitch pattern in white silk. The word clippings is also seen in white, as are the ribbon ties. Other color schemes may be chosen with quality good effect. I just thought, yeah, so then it gives you the instructions on how to construct said clipping book. So I thought that was hysterical. That's definitely pertinent to my family history. And apparently people in 1899 had clippings. So thought that was funny. Okay, I did have a brief moment this week to finish a couple items, fully finish. This one was a Christmas finish that I did last year that I showed you in my first floss tube. And I'm finally getting around to it. A while back, I think it was Mrs. Jones Stitches on Instagram, had done a similar finish to this with a different piece. I think it was a Brenda Gervais piece. But I loved the concept of what she did. She had a white shadow box, and then she had some snow at the bottom and some bottle brush trees in there. And I kind of immediately thought of this piece, and that was what I wanted to do, at least some part of it. So I had my husband build a shadow box for me, and I painted it white, and I've got part of it done, and I had two different options for bottle brush trees that I had found at Hobby Lobby, but neither one of them are working real well. I have these set up here in the corner, but I think I'm gonna go and look for something different. I have a huge collection of bottle brush trees in my Christmas decorations, but I haven't got those out yet, so I might add one after I get all the decorations out and see if I have one that kind of matches the green and the ribbon I used. So these are just kind of standing here at the moment, but subject to change, because I like the concept, but these trees don't really match, so hopefully they won't fall out. So this is the Rudolph. It's from Fat Quarter Shop. It's So Emma. It was in the Christmas box last year. And I just love his little vintage look, but I just added some greenery and a bow up in the corner, and like I said, these trees are just kind of standing there at the moment, but they're silver. You can't really tell. So anyway, this might have a little tweaking, but I mean, it could be just displayed as is at the moment, but that might change. I don't know. Some people, I asked a bunch of people, some liked the trees, some didn't like the trees. So we'll see what I come up with, but I'm really happy to have this finished, and it's just, will stand on its own. And so, yeah, I'm anxious to see his cute little face for the Christmas season. The other one, I think I showed some progress on this one last time, but this was the candy canes chart, I believe from Sue Hillis, and I got that finished, and I just made it into a cute little pillow with some rickrack and some candy cane fabric and a bow at the top. And then I just finished it off with some Merry Christmas fabric, and I finally got a tier tray. Finally. So I'm anxious to decorate that with all the little extra Christmas stuff that I usually don't know where to display. So I'm anxious to make a cute little display downstairs with that for the Christmas season. So this was an easy, fun stitch. It did come with a charm, a candy cane charm. And so I'm either going to find some matching thread and then stitch it in the middle of the green bow, or stitch it on back. I haven't quite decided yet, but anyway, this kind of turned out exactly kind of what I had in my mind for that. So looking forward to that. So I think that's all of the fully finished stuff I have at the moment. I have a whole pile of ornaments. Some finished, some half finished. I need to wrap that project up and then just bring out all the finishing stuff and do all of those at once. I'm making a few for my kids, and then a few to give away, I think. But that will be one giant finishing session all at once. So, but I do have a few more to finish up. So whips, again, Christmas. So in addition to the ornaments, I'm working on two Stitching with the Housewives pieces that I got last year and still hadn't gotten to. The first one is Silent Night. Just love this one. So I haven't decided. I want to make this into a pillow, like a couch size, I mean not a huge pillow, but a good size pillow, because I have an idea, and I got some trim at Hobby Lobby the other day that I want to put around the edge. If I'm going to stitch the whole piece or just the church and Silent Night, I haven't really decided yet. It's a work in progress, but I got a good start anyway. So I'm just doing this on 14 count black Aida. And of course there's tons of white, but I like how it's coming together. I thought about moving the house up and sticking the house just right here and then filling in with snowflakes around and leaving off the barn and stuff. So again, I'm not real savvy with picking patterns apart and kind of redesigning them, but this one wouldn't be too hard, I think, just because I can use the snowflakes to fill in wherever is missing. I also am running, it's going to be tight if I get the whole thing on here. This happened with that Mary Poppins picture too. I had about 3/4 of an inch at the bottom to finish it with, which isn't a big deal if you're making a pillow, but anyway, so this again, I haven't quite 100% decided, but it's been a fun one, and I don't know about you guys, but with not even just with black, but if there's a lot of white, I always go and do the white first. I feel like it turns out better if I get that white in there and get it nice and even, because your eye obviously is drawn to the white. So anyway, it's been a fun stitch. And then I had talked before about wanting to get Claus Christmas done, because I have this wooden piece that I bought last Christmas, and so I want to get that done and ready so I can display it this Christmas. So when I was at Acorns and Threads, I picked up a fat quarter of 16 count black. I didn't have anything long enough. This is a pretty long piece. And so I picked that up while I was there and got a pretty good start on it. I am doing 2 threads with this one. It's not quite as small as 18 count, but anyway, it's going fairly quickly. I do need to figure out, I am using the DMC conversion and not the Classic Colorworks. And Santa's cheeks are a different color. There's about 4 stitches on either side. And it must be with the Classic Colorworks. It looks like in the picture there's a pretty significant difference in the pinks between the face color and the cheek color. But with the DMC, there's not a big difference at all. And I put one cheek in and you could barely tell that there was any difference. So I am gonna dig through my stash and see if I can find something a little bit darker to make those cheeks really stand out as different from his face color. So anyway, that's what I've been working on, those 2, and then like I said, sprinkling in ornaments around everything else. So yeah, last week I was just tired at night after cuddling a baby all day, so I got a couple hours in, but not a lot. So I didn't get as much done as I wanted to, but that's okay. So yeah, that's what I'm working on. I forgot to show you guys my book of days. Turn my phone off there. Book of days. I know a lot of you use these. I need to go and get my new copy, and I almost did what Sherry over at Colorado Cross Stitcher did last year with the binding, and I just never got around to it. But this year I think I might take the time to go do that, get the spiral binding on it, and get some extra pages in the back, because it's been a fun thing to do. I love stickers, always have. So this is my November, and in January I listed all of my whips down the side, and it reached clear down here. So it's been kind of fun every month to transfer the next list over and see this list get shorter. So anyway, yeah, I need to hurry up and grab that. I totally forgot when I was up at Acorns and Threads to grab one, so that's on my to-do list as well. Get another one of those. Some other Christmas ones that I have in my stash that I hope to get to. I might just keep working on Christmas after, I don't know. Anyway, these are in my stash. Let Heaven and Nature Sing. This is designed by Diane Arthurs is the name, and I just thought this was really pretty. I bought this last year. I believe I got it at Annabella's. I thought that was pretty. I love cardinals. I had somebody in mind to give this to, so maybe I'll get started on it and be able to give it next Christmas. It's always a good plan. And then this one I'm super excited about, but I know that this is going to be definitely an ongoing project. I enjoyed watching Kimberly work on this and show her progress on her floss tube. I have it all kitted up. I got some 16 count fabric, acorns and threads, and all of the floss is in here, but Kringles. I just fell in love with hers and thought it was such a sweet project. So I bought this last year too and still haven't started it. So those would be in my Christmas future projects. So anxious to get those done. I also found in the drawer, and I need to find, I know there's one in there that says Grandpa, but I have several projects that my grandma got done but never fully finished. And I'm sure many of you have purchased a good current kit back in the day, and she did a lot of those. It's got some red felt in it. I haven't opened it up yet to see the finishing instructions, but anyway, this one is finished. It says Grandma on it. So I'm going to try and get those done to get on my tree this year. I got to dig out the one that says Grandpa, but super sweet. Okay, when I was at Acorns and Threads, I held myself to a budget. I was pretty proud of myself because it isn't hard to go wild in there. So I kind of knew in my mind what I wanted to spend, and I stayed pretty close to that. So I got a piece of Ada Vintage Gray. I got a piece of Ada Dirty, I think is what it's called. And then I got the black. And then this is what I knew I wanted. So add this to my Christmas project list, but Christmas Tiny Town. I'm so excited to do this. It's so cute. I mean, the amount of detail that's in there is so adorable. And my plan is to get one of the display boards that Chantel has from 141 Design Company in her shop and display it on that for Christmas. So add that to the Christmas to-do list. And then I love JBW Designs. I think when I look at her pieces, I just think dainty. Everything is just so sweet. And so I had to narrow it down to one. I almost got one of the ornament books. That's definitely still on my list to get one of those. But I picked up this sweet little one that just says Mary. And again, I just love it. Dainty, maybe that's not the right word, but I just love, it's just sweet. So I got that one. That won't take very long to do. And then, like I told you, I love Tiny Modernist Mouse. This is number 3, I think, that I've bought. And again, I had to narrow it down to one because I think there's about 4 that I don't have yet. But I got Mouse's Easter bonnet to do. Light's not very good. So looking forward to that. And for a cute Easter finish. So maybe if I get started on this after I finish all my Christmas, I'll have it done in time for for Easter. We'll see. So other haul I picked up, I went on Primrose Cottage Stitches to look at something else and got completely sidetracked by this pattern. It's kind of like it reminds me of the border of the Vintage Housewives, that I guess you call it like a buffalo check type thing, but those letters just sucked me in. So I got that pattern, and that'll be fine. And I think I'll have enough black left over from this other piece to be able to do that one. And then I kept forgetting to go on Fat Quarter Shop and get this. I watched all of you do the stitch along, and I had so much other stuff going. I thought, oh, I can't add another project, but I definitely wanted to do it. So this is the letters to Santa. I think it's so cute. So I went ahead and got that pattern. And that'll be, it looks like a pretty easy stitch. I also went on to Plum Street Samplers. I think, again, it was Mrs. Jones Stitches. She's doing the 12 Days at Christmas that are free on the Plum Street Sampler blog. And so she said, go check it out. So, of course, I did. And I printed off quite a few. I got some 4th of July ones in here. There's a flag one because I want to get started on those. I'm a little late to the game, but the flags on the 4th. Lindsay at Primrose Cottage is doing that, and so I thought that would make, since I have a tier tray now, I gotta make smalls to fill it. But anyway, there's just I printed off a whole bunch of them, but a bunch of Christmas, neat little Christmas smalls, 4th of July. I think there were some Easter ones on there, but just some really cool, neat, free patterns. So if you're looking for some free stuff, definitely go check that out because you can't beat free, and they're awesome. So that's it for haul. Other than that, my plan, like for cross stitch, is to again just keep plugging away on the Christmas stuff, and hopefully I can get a few finishes. I have the ornaments to fully finish, and other than that, just sewing some Christmas presents, helping my husband get some Christmas presents done. And yeah, so as far as cross stitching, that's all I have. I'll share a couple sewing items. Again, Primrose Cottage has the newsletter that comes out. I think the cross stitch one comes out on Friday and the quilting one comes out on Saturday, or no, Thursday, Friday, I guess. But they always have free pattern Friday, and so the last 2 have been super cool, and it's so kind of them to give away, you know, just neat, easy patterns. I printed off this Oh My Stars table runner, so that can be definitely seasonal. You can make that in a bunch of different colorways. So I got that one, and then I think this was this last Friday. It's just kind of a cool table topper. That's made with the mini charm packs, or just whatever 2.5-inch squares you can come up with from your stash. So that might be on somebody's Christmas list this year, or Christmas. Somebody might be getting that. I don't know. I did purchase this one, you know, for a really reasonable price. Again, she's got a bunch of different seasonal designs, but I just thought of somebody else for Christmas for this. So I'll probably make up a few of these, including one for me. But again, just a cute, you know, to go under your tier tray or next to it, or, you know, on a coffee table or something, but just a cute little Christmas project there. So I had a customer that needed 6 aprons for gifts this year, and she wanted a black and pink theme throughout, and so she kind of gave me creative leeway to kind of pick what I wanted in combinations. So I just finished those up yesterday, and I'll get those in the mail to her, but I want to make sure and show you guys. So it's just a cute half apron with a ruffle at the bottom and this cute yoke. But anyway, fun pattern, easy. Black polka dots with some pink swirlies, and then we've got, you don't have them all go on the floor, floral with some pink check at the top, and I put rickrack around the bottom there, so it makes them cute, finishes them off well. This one's one of my favorite fabrics. Black and pink and some swirlies on the top. And then I used this again, this black floral, and a really faint pink with black polka dots up top for that one. And then this one was more black polka dots with some pink floral up top. Super cute. And then this one is the black buffalo check with pink polka dots at the top. So those are going off in the mail to her. I hope everybody that gets one enjoys it for Christmas. So now I don't have anything other than, again, helping my friend finish up her Christmas projects. I don't have anything super pressing. Nobody's waiting on me for anything. Well, no, I take that back. I have one little apron to make for somebody, but easy enough. That'll take just a 30-minute project. So I'm kind of free to kind of get my Christmas list together and get organized and make anything that I might want to make for people for the holidays. So I always am famous for biting off more than I can chew and then freaking out at the last minute because I don't have it done. But that's okay. I'll get it done. So I'm not overextending myself a bunch this year. Yeah, I want to enjoy it. You know, that's the goal of cross stitch or sewing, quilting. You want to enjoy it and not be stressed out because that does suck all the joy out of it. So anyway, that's all I have for today. My goal is to again be back in 2 weeks and hopefully have a bunch of ornament finishes to show you. I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully it's one of those things like I can see it in my mind and hopefully it all comes out the way I wanted it to in my mind. But part of the joy is just creating and doing what you love. So thanks again for stopping by. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share with your friends. I'd love to meet more of you in the comments and yeah, just share what I've been doing. Thanks for the support. I appreciate it. And I hope you all have a wonderful Thanksgiving with your family and a great start to the Christmas season. My decorations will be coming out the day after Thanksgiving. I've waited this long. So anyway, good to see you all again. Take care.